Hello, what's up? Welcome, you guys. Welcome to the G Hole Podcast. I'm Ray DeVito. This is coming on Monday, April 5th, day after Easter. Hope you had a great weekend. And this is the free edition of this show. And we got the please sign up for the Patreon, patreon.com/Ray DeVito. Um, you get at least one Patreon episode a week as well. I'm going to do Patreon Hang. We had our first Patreon Hang last week, which was great. Good news for me and everything that I was going through. Some people are telling me I might be able to sue the police officer that falsely arrested me. I don't know. I don't know about that. I want to see what the insurance. Yeah, there's a chance like I might not be covered some insurance stuff because of it doesn't matter that I wasn't convicted. The fact that some guy just arrested me and made up his own story. I don't know. I know nothing about this. I have no more money. So I can't hire a lawyer. But if someone does it where you can hire someone to sue this police officer and they take the money, I don't care. I just want what should be covered by my insurance to be covered. All right. That's you got to listen to the Patreon episode to understand exactly what I'm talking about. The last Patreon episode of this podcast. But we have the very lovely Ophira Eisenberg and very lovely Tracey Carnazzo on the show. Two ladies, and they never officially met each other before until this podcast. And they say because most comedy shows only have one woman per lineup. Not this woke warrior, not this progressive man. I had two women on the same show. Do you believe that? I am #woke. I'm bringing people together. So yeah, check out Tracy's got a podcast of a Teen Mom podcast, 90 Day podcast. Tracey Carnazzo, follow her on Twitter. That's got all her stuff. Tracey Carnazzo at Trixie Tuzini. So it's not her name. And Trixie Tuzini almost is it is TRIXIETUZZINI. So follow her. That's got all her stuff. And then Ophira hosts a daily show for NPR, a celebrity. She had to go film something with Alfonso Ribeiro right after this. So she's the host of NPR's Ask Me Another. It's a celebrity game show on NPR. And you can follow her on Twitter for all her stuff at Ophira E, and Ophira is spelled OPHIRA, and then the letter E for her last name Eisenberg. So at Ophira E for her Twitter follow for all her stuff. And Silk City Hot Sauce, check them out, silkcityhotsauce.com. Put in the G hole and you get 20% off when you put in the G hole. And I'm still going to change this name to Rock Bottom. I'm waiting for the artwork and everything. Again, I also want to make sure I don't lose any of the old episodes before doing that. But yeah, everything worked out with you have to listen to that on the Patreon episode. But yeah, I was falsely arrested, I guess it would be. I got in a car accident and I was unconscious, and the guy said I was on narcotics and everything, and created a living hell for my world. And that went to court, everything thrown out as it should have been. I was gonna say the only thing that scared me is they said that they had a drug test, and they did have a drug test, and there was nothing in my system. But the only thing that made me a little nervous and my lawyer a little nervous is the fact that within 30 days before that I had smoked marijuana. So I didn't know if that would show up in and it didn't. Apparently I didn't. Apparently someone sold me fake. Apparently the weed I smoked with a friend of mine was fake weed, or maybe it was like the fake vape pen. I don't know. So maybe it wasn't weed, but yeah, there was zero in my system. So yeah, which I was sober at the time of the accident. I actually, we get into it on this episode, some health issues that I've been dealing with as well. All right. I love everybody. All right. Enjoy. You obviously know Trace. You guys go way back.
We've never met in real life. Hi.
We've never met in real life. Good. How are you doing?
Good.
Wait a minute. You're being serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two New York icons, Tracey Carnazzo, Ophira Eisenberg.
This happens all the time. It happens Ray, one reason this happens is that up until recently,
Mhm,
two women
mhm.
were never allowed in the same
I knew
comedy.
exactly what you were gonna say.
One woman per show.
One at a time.
I'm a
and
groundbreaker. I have two women on one show. Am I allowed to do this? Am I gonna get
No.
Well, now that-
blackballed?
Yes.
well, now that you've mentioned it, you'll get canceled.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get canceled for
Yeah.
having two women.
You're trying to be too
No,
progressive.
for mentioning it.
Yeah,
for
slow
mentioning
down.
it and now just congratulating yourself.
Congratulating
Don't
myself.
congratulate yourself.
Oh, geez. How are you, ladies?
Amazing.
Where are you guys both in New York?
I am. I'm in Queens.
I'm in Brooklyn.
Ooh,
Yeah.
represent.
I'm in Ohio.
Ugh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I came back here for a while.
Yeah. I'm doing okay. However, today I will say I'm a little off kilter. Not to brag, but I did get my second vaccine yesterday.
Ooh.
And,
Nice.
Congrats.
I feel weird. I feel a little weird today.
Did you
So,
take any
I'm not-
Tylenol or anything?
I haven't yet. You know why? Because I am
Just write it out.
against all pills. have a
I
pill
understand.
thing.
I totally
I have a pill
understand.
thing.
I don't love them.
What vaccine did
Yeah.
you get, Ophira?
Pfizer.
Pfizer? Did you get a vaccine, Tracy?
I've been fully vaxxed since February.
Wow.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah, I'm a Moderna girl though. I mean, but it takes all types.
That was the first
Moderna?
one. That was the first one that was available
Yeah,
around
that's
here.
yeah.
Well, now there's three. I did a video that did well online for like a week, where I had the third vaccination, a YouTube thing. How there's the one was 95, the other one's 94. So
Mhm.
my vaccination was 11% effective. It just focused on the 6 and 5% that the other
Right.
ones can get to,
That's
and
good.
it just and
So
it just
you can get a little Ray DeVito after a Moderna.
yeah. So yeah, so that was the whole thing.
What did you call it?
Number 3.
Okay.
No, it's
It was-
good. Yeah. I mean, it's easy. It's
Yeah.
easy to remember that.
It looks like a Centrum vitamin. Looks very similar to a
Oh,
Centrum.
it's just a
one.
pill.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
100%
We know
guaranteed.
who's not taking that one.
Yeah, you just gotta. What's that?
I said we know who's not taking that one.
What
The
the
pill.
vitamin?
Yeah, the pill.
Oh no, I take vitamins every day. That's why it's. But yeah, it was stupid. It did well for like, and then and I just started doing a joke last night. It's stupid. It's got a shelf life of like a week. But the Johnson and Johnson.
Good. Yeah.
Why would you not do Johnson and Johnson? They also make Q-tips, and nothing feels better than one of their Q-tips in their ear. So like, yeah,
It's
if you
one of my favorite feelings.
Yeah.
It's one of my
Yeah.
favorite
Yeah,
feelings.
I hate when you go to the doctor and they're like, you really shouldn't put Q-tips in your ear, and it's like, well, how are you thinking that I'm gonna clean the inside of my ear?
Right. There's like, it's a saying. People have said this to me lots
Don't
of
put
their
anything-
mom told
yeah.
them. Right. Nothing.
Your elbow.
what about your elbow?
You're not supposed to put anything smaller than your elbow in your ear.
Which, by the way, I've never. I can't even.
I think
how-
that's the
you-
point.
You would have to put someone else's elbow in your ear, which is like a whole other thing.
It makes me feel bad. I don't know how you guys feel about your ears, but if there is even one drop of water in my ear canal,
Oh, I gotta.
I go and
Hate
sit.
it.
No. But it's not even that. I need it to be dried after the water comes out. I need it to be actually dried.
Yeah.
Really?
It just feels
Yes.
good. Just
Ugh,
feels.
I can't take it if it's not dry.
Dude, there's
Also-
nothing better than a Q-tip in the ear. That's why I want the
Yeah.
vaccination. Just like if it's gonna feel that good, just leave it in there just a little bit. Let me just play around with it. Just like
Also,
understand.
you know, how many Q-tips? I mean, I have had a lot of COVID tests. So how many Q-tips have I had stuffed up my nose recently?
Right. Yeah. We're getting
Many,
like to the
many
fetish point of it.
Q-tips.
oh, does it feel good up there? Like I've had it on airplanes.
No,
But,
people. I mean, I don't mind it. People hate it.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how aggressive the tester is, because I've had tests where it's just like so sweet and kind, and they just go around the edge of your nose on the outside. And then I've had ones where you get punctured.
Aggressive.
You get punctured in some organ that's not even your brain. It's just like it's very. I always touch to see if I'm bleeding.
I have bled many a time.
Oh, okay.
Many
Yeah,
a time.
that's
Oh, from that?
Mhm.
yeah, they go
Yeah.
they go a little bit too much. But I did get something on Amazon that was recommended by TikTok, which is where I now live my life and get all of
Yeah.
my recommendations
As
from.
you do. Mhm.
And it's a scope that you could look in your ear with, and they say it's like an ear cleaning scope, but you could just look in. And I look in my ears all the time, and there's an app on your phone and you could see the picture of it. And then I also go up my nose and look.
What?
Are you being
It's
serious?
Dead serious.
I don't know if I want to know what's up in my nose.
It's
Yeah,
good.
have you found anything good?
No,
Yeah.
but like in the ear, right? So you could see like if your eardrum's inflamed. So like if my ear hurts, I'll like go in there and then I'll take a video of it and email it to my doctor. And I'm like, do I have an ear infection? And he's like, Tracy, please stop. Stop sending me these videos.
Well, also stop. I want you to stop this because you are playing into this idea that that's what they're going to make all of us do. We're all going to have little
like
bits
it.
of home equipment, home
like
medical
that.
equipment that we plug into our phone, and we're going to upload these videos to our doctors. And I mean,
I'd
listen, I
rather
think-
do that. Like I could give you a not like a very crazy colonoscopy, but I can give you a tiny colonoscopy.
I have a whole problem. I have many problems with the medical industry.
Let me
And
know.
I grew up in Canada, so I also have huge problems with the American
Sure.
healthcare system. But
I don't think you're
want
alone on that.
I don't think the doctors should become lazier than they
Sure.
are right now.
Right, but I just don't trust because I'm like, I would like to see for myself kind of thing.
Like
That's
you
true.
would know, like you in a
Right.
medical degree, like
Well, you just Google-
Dr.
you just Google.
Carnazzo.
You just upload the video and you image search it to see what else matches it.
No.
Yeah.
You have to train yourself. Listen, this is like
Who is your doctor that answers you
It's
back
like,
all the time? Like my
what
doctor,
matches?
yeah, my doctor won't even. If I want to make an appointment with my
I'm a very
doctor,
nice doctor.
I gotta wait like 3 weeks.
Right, you need
it's-
a new doctor. You need to
Yeah,
talk to me.
you
I
need a
really
doctor.
I will tell you this. I know that the healthcare system here in America is not the greatest. It's actually very frustrating and awful. But I do treat doctors as if I'm hiring them for a job, and I will fire them. I will walk out of a doctor's office. I have no problem being extremely aggressive and finding a doctor that I will get like the kind of care that I need. Like I have no problem with
Mm.
that. I advocate for myself all the way. So
You have
if,
to.
yeah.
You have to.
Yeah. So if I
I
need to
agree
do a
with this.
self colonoscopy, a self earoscopy, like I do it.
So, yeah. So I mean, okay. Other than maybe an inflamed eardrum,
Sure.
what have you seen when you've thrown it?
Okay.
your
So like
nose?
there's no wax. My ears are like crazy clean.
Oh, I
Good
have
for
wax all the
you.
time, man. I can get a Q-tip right now and
Right.
wax
You
will
need
come out.
every day. I clean my ears like 3 times a day because I need them to always be dry. I don't know. It's just the feeling of wetness. It freaks me out. So my ears are great. But then like once I saw like right by my eardrum, there was like a little piece of wax. And then in my nose, since we're in a New York City apartment, obviously the heat's blasting constantly, no matter if it's the middle of summer, your heat is up to
Totally.
95, unless it's really cold when the heat's not even on. So you go up your nose and it's like my nose is very dry and there's like little scabs.
Yeah.
And I love to look at them. And then like I'll use nasal spray. I'll put like some kind of ointment inside and then like I'll check to see the progress. It's very
And?
fun. It gets better when you put some
It-
ointment in there.
Yeah. All right.
I hear that someone's blocking a driveway in one of your neighborhoods.
It's mine. I could mute, but then what's
No, that's fine.
sorry.
It
Uh,
adds to the podcast.
No, I feel like I'm back in Astoria.
It's I feel like there's this thing that happens. I feel like Con Ed or large trucks basically have some sort of GPS system that they use now during the day where they find out who's recording.
Yes.
And they're like, that's the sidewalk we should dig up.
Yeah, they're like,
That's
is there
the
any way
si-"
we can get a alarm that like some kind of beeping that just doesn't stop?
Because technically I'm on a residential street. There's no need for this.
Yeah, it's no,
Is anyone working from home? Is anyone on a really important maybe an interview?
Yeah, right. Exactly. A recording that will be used in perpetuity. So,
well, it's snowing here in Cleveland. Yeah, it's like
Wow.
4 inches of snow outside, which it hasn't snowed in a while, but this is the last of it, I'm assuming.
That's what you
And-
think.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
So
Right,
we'll
the
see.
world is
God.
ending.
But back to my doctor, the reason why I don't want to dump my doctor is because I got a neurologist. I have an anxiety disorder, and I was
What's
having
that
these.
like?
No, but I was having episodes where if my anxiety is too much, I would just kind of like I'd
Like
still
black out?
I'd black out a little bit, but I'd still be with it, but not really. Like just a second light. So he's this neurologist has got me on some medication, and I have had zero issues. I've been great. This neurologist actually gives a shit. Like I had to wear that EEG thing on my head for like 5 days.
Yeah.
Is there any activity?
Yeah, but the thing before, I would have these anxiety attacks, and let's say an episode where I like would space out, there would be a bunch of warning signs. Like I'd start sweating on my forehead. I get this weird feeling in my pelvis. I got those feelings like 20 different times without spacing out. Like just every once in a while I would get those. Right. I haven't even gotten those. Like no even warning signs. So it's pretty cool to be in this is the first time in like 4 years where I didn't even realize it, where I can like trust my brain at all times. And that's
right. That must have been, I mean, I don't know. I have done, well, we've all done like a gazillion stand-up shows in our life, to the point where, you know, either your nerves have settled or not. I mean, my nerves, I still get nervous, especially for dumb reasons. Like all of a sudden, you know, there'll be like my neighbor's sister in the audience. So that will just drive me into a panic before I got on stage, because all of a sudden I have someone focused on that I will have to please or prove myself to. I mean, how did you, and I will have like sweat, like I will, you know.
I would normally be fine, and not that, it has happened on stage. I was working with, I would do the road with Carmen Lynch a lot, and we were in New Jersey, and it happened once on stage, and she's like, we got to go to the hospital. We got to go. And it's embarrassing too, on top of it.
Well, what exactly happened? What made her?
I just like spaced out for a minute. Just kind of like.
What does that mean?
I just spaced out. Like I'd be like
you went silent on stage?
Yeah. Like I would be just forget my train of thought for a minute and just be like, okay, like what's going on? What's going on? And then it's like, and then I'd instantly come back, but it's like, now everyone's like, what the fuck just happened to this guy? Right. And it's like, now I'm feeling it more because everyone's looking at me like, oh my God, what happened? So it's not like, oh, hey, let's get back to where was I in the act? let's go back to the joke that I was saying. Like, yeah, no, it freaked Carmen out, understandably.
Your brain malfunctioned. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, and the average stand-up audience is going to go like, is he drunk? Is he high? Is, you know,
yeah.
Like they're right. Cause
you're like, yes, also that, but also anxiety.
Yeah. Also anxiety.
You know what,
by the way, I'm a little hungry. Okay.
You know, you're doing a shit gig. I'm not going to say the venue, but it did happen once. And they were like, and then I was like, okay, I'm all right. And they're like, oh, okay. Yeah. Like they just let me keep going. So yeah, so that's, I'm not going to say that venue's name because I should have been like, all right, this is, but.
Right. You mean someone should have stepped in and taken care of you instead of just.
Yeah. Like, well, here's what's wrong. This is what my neurologist pointed out is your brain waves. I just needed something to slow them down a little bit. Like they were just triggering too fast. And so,
oh no, what's happening?
I don't know if I want. No, I'm fine. I don't know if I want to say the name of the. I don't know if I want to say the name of the medication.
Oh, text it to me. I want to know.
Yeah, I'll text it to you
later.
yeah, but it's been.
Google it.
But it slows down your brain waves so that everything connects.
Right.
And I've been fine ever since I started taking that medication. Like I don't get like night sweats anymore. I don't get like at first I thought it was like, oh, maybe it's because I drink or smoke weed. So I didn't drink for like 6 months or do anything. And I would still occasionally get it. So it's like, okay, well, it's not
but you're saying you say occasionally, so then when you stopped drinking and smoking weed, it did like have a little bit
yes, it did like not have, all right, Mom, all right.
Just checking your math.
Right.
I'm not saying that I don't walk down.
Yeah.
It's like I do walk down these same slippery slopes where I'm just like, oh, this really hurts. But then I did exercises for one day and it was over. So
okay, but also in defense of, and you're right. Yes, I have been drinking less. Although I'm not going to say that I don't drink. I probably drink now like 3 times a week. I'm doing shows. That's the one thing about being in Ohio. I just been doing the road full time. I'm shooting a special for Dry Bar in May.
Ooh, congrats, Ray.
Thanks. But I'm doing like 20 minutes a night. Like I did a show last night in Youngstown. I did like 20 minutes running it. I was in South Bend on Tuesday night. I did an hour
bragging.
No. I'm just saying because like I'm out there in middle. By the way, that's the only way I make money. I have no 401k. People are like, you quit being selfish and stop. I was like, I have no money. Otherwise, I have zero money.
No, this is the thing. I mean, like, right. No, we're just jealous because, well, I can only speak for myself, Tracy. Like right now, at the best, I can make $15
Right. Yeah.
for a
that's good.
rooftop gig.
Right,
Okay,
right.
so I won't even climb the rooftop. How about that?
You never did the tiny cupboard? I like the tiny cupboard.
No. I have, which is why I'll never do it again. And it's listen, I love the tiny cupboard.
That is a narrow stairway. That is a very narrow stairway.
Very narrow.
When I got to the top floor,
yeah,
and then I just looked up and I was like, I'm not on the roof. And I didn't understand how I was going to get on the roof until the producer came down and was like, oh, it's right here. And then we went outside.
Yeah.
And then she advised me that I have to climb a fire escape.
Yeah, it's the fire escape.
On the 80th floor of a
and
building.
it is a very narrow fire escape. It's a very narrow.
You know, and that's exactly when I started crying. But it was so hot. It was in the summer that I was sweating so much that you couldn't tell that I was also crying.
Oh.
And then I very slowly, as I screamed, walked up the staircase and then got to the top where all of the comics seemed unaffected by this. And I was like, hey guys, are you guys scared too? And they were like, no.
Resilient bunch.
Like nothing happened. Like, what do you mean? How did I got up here fine? Oh, I didn't have did you guys not have to take that staircase? Like, did you guys get airlifted here? Because I just took the staircase.
But what's amazing too is everyone takes that staircase, and then when you are on top of that roof, there's quite a lot of people there, and
they're all drinking.
They're all drinking. I mean, it is, and also, you know, you could, Anyways, it's amazing. Part of me is just like, wow, people are really on top of it, because honestly, I could have stumbled down.
That is how I saw my life. Yes.
Sober and sane, you know, like that's
with flats on. Like I
not to one up you, but I moved back here in October, but I was doing a show. I was actually hosting a show there for a little bit before going away, and I would bring my bike because I would ride my bike from Astoria, and I would bring my bike up that stupid fire escape. So
but see, I envy you. I envy you because my brain doesn't work that way. I can't just go up and down those steps. So then when I was finished with my set, after I'd calmed down from the crying and done a set, and then I realized that I had to go down the stairs, and then I started crying again. And then the producer very slowly walked me down the stairs while telling me I was beautiful. And I was like, what a nice, but Mallory is such a nice girl, amazing comic, so sweet, and what an angel on earth. But I can't do it again. Like, thank you so much, but this isn't for me. And this is a personal problem on me.
Yeah, no, it is like a very narrow. I could see people having.
It's not the narrowness; it's the steepness. It's the. I don't know. I'm just looking.
Yeah, it is very steep on top of it too. It's not that it's just narrow. It is very just straight like a ladder.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I've only done a couple shows there. It's for me, it's just a little prohibitively far, and I won't take an Uber. So sometimes I'm like, I'm not going to spend tons of money right now to do a gig.
It's also not in the best area of Brooklyn.
But it's also like it's the JMZ train, which for me to get to I mean, it's just I might as well do a road gig.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. You're better off getting to Pennsylvania.
That's why I rode my bike. That's why I rode my bike.
Right. I could city bike. That's the whole other thing. So, but it was, but I did go a couple times that I really, even with, there is something about like a way to get me to do a gig is really just offer the most bizarre situation. I've noticed this when people are like, hey, do you want to do this show where like you dangle off a hot air balloon while people throw swords at you? You do like 10 minutes and you get $15. I'll be like, yeah.
You're like, give it to me for 10. I'll do it for 10.
Like that really feeds into what, like, I'm like, what is this about? I really love
I did last week
stuff.
I was in I was in New York for a little bit the last couple of weeks because again my neurologist, I still have my address because my landlord's he's getting rid of the apartment that I lived in. So
where's he putting it?
No, he's expanding his apartment because he lives on the third floor on the other side, and his kids are like so he's like expanding his. So he's like dissolving my apartment. So I still have that address, and I can also, like, worst case scenario, like, still stay there.
Are you just gonna be one of his kids?
Yeah,
sleeping beside
which
the
explains
kids
like
on
my
why
dad.
which explains like why his kids were like weird to me the last couple years, because I think they knew that they were dissolving my apartment eventually. Like they went
I
from
love
being
the
nice
word
kids to me to
dissolving
like
my apartment.
Daddy, is that the
barely
man we're
talking
gonna
to
live
me.
with soon, Daddy?
Yeah. But what the hell was I? But my neurologist is there, and I'm still seeing him. I don't want to, because I like him. He's the first one that like I actually can feel good. But
Shout out to your neurologist.
I was doing some shows, but where the hell was I going with this? All right,
With
you
tiny
knows.
cupboard in the JMZ.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
taking bazillions
But
of trains.
I had a show in New Jersey. I was doing a show at a resort in New Jersey, and it was in a cabaret. Talking about awkward shows. So it's in Hamburg, New Jersey, whatever resort that is. And they have like a cabaret lounge. So it's like some music acts. There's a band. Then this lady comes out, does a piano, sings along when people are dancing and everything. And then a comic ends the show doing 30 minutes. So the woman before me there's giant posters of her and everything. She's up there. She's playing the piano. A lot of Billy Joel songs, not a lot of original stuff. A lot of Billy Joel stuff.
I'm into it.
She's getting standing ovations. I took a picture of it on my Facebook page. They're yelling for an encore. And then they're like, no, I have to go. Here's the guy you didn't come to see. And just, so my whole act was just shitting on like, all right, my next gig is going to be following Pearl Jam after a Pearl Jam concert. But just awkwardness. They wanted no comedy. They wanted nothing, but they were very polite. And I just,
singing.
Hey, I got paid. I don't give a shit. I got paid. They were nice, but they didn't buy my CD after the show. They bought hers. Not.
I have a memory of like it's like still one of those chilling stand-up memories where you're just like, that was terrible. Like the shame memories. Like just still starting out in Toronto and following a music act. Like they were a really popular duo on a show that was a variety show. And it was like the same thing where it was like encore. They had got a standing O and an encore. And they had to say, no one should ever go, no, we can't do our encore on to the next act. That is setting you up for beyond failure. Like all people.
Oh, I just owned it. I owned it. That's all I would talk about. Like I was like,
it was just so awful.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? You just own
do the fucking encore.
Yeah.
Take my 5 minutes so I could have a comfortable 10.
Yeah, and I remember and I didn't have the chops because I was just starting out to even deal with the situation. And I remember so it was just some sort of failure. I mean, I have no recollection how it went. I blacked it out, but I just know it felt terrible. And then afterwards, I left through the fire escape.
Oh,
I was like, I don't even want to walk.
Preparing for a tiny cupboard show.
Of the club to leave. Yeah, I left through the fire escape.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, Ophira, I want to get into this a little. So, what are you doing? I know you work at NPR. I know you host a show. What are you? Give us a little preview because you got to cover something today for NPR. What's going on NPR? Let me know.
Oh yeah,
I did zero research. I am not Geraldo. I'm like
Okay, so I host this comedy trivia show for NPR and have for, as it turns out, 8 years.
Nice.
Yeah, all right. Congratulations.
So, thanks. So formerly, we used to tape it live at the Bell House in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a totally different animal and, like nerdy trivia stuff. And then I would interview a celebrity and play a game with them. So it was like contestants on stage, kind of, at the Bell House, kind of ridiculous. And then we changed to this format to keep the show going. So we couldn't really do real people anymore because it's kind of like, getting on Zoom or whatever product with people you don't know and having to like host them into being comfortable enough. So it was like, that is an uphill climb.
Right.
So we were just like,
but Tracy's very nice. You know her now.
No. I'm just saying like contestants.
She was talking about
I know.
me.
I was just saying because you
regular-
didn't know.
Everyday people.
Ray thinks I'm a celebrity. It's very sad.
Everyday people who have never done. Oh well, now everyone's versed on Zoom, but in the beginning too, it was just like like people couldn't even get their face in a screen.
Right.
So we were just like, all right, we're just gonna do celebrities, and I guess the good thing about that, we'll see how whatever the next step is, how it translates, is that nobody was doing anything. So you could sort of
You can get A-list
Yeah, you can grab the celebrity.
You can grab the celebrities, and no one had a place to promote their few things that were still coming out because there was no promotional machine. So the show takes infinitely longer to make. What was, really for me pre-production, and then one big night at the Bell House, and then a little bit of post-production. Now is like all of these little modules, because we do, to make a show, we do 3 1-hour Zoom sessions that are cut down. So, and they just get speckled all over the place depending on celebrities' availability.
Right. And who have you had?
Who have we not had? Let me think. Okay, most recently, who did we have? Let me think. All over the place. So the last person I interviewed yesterday was Nassim Pedrad, who was on SNL, and she's got a new series on TBS called Chad, where she plays a 14-year-old boy. It's very funny and cringy. But Hilary Swank we had a while ago for her project. I'm doing Yo-Yo Ma, like all over the place. Yo-Yo Ma next week. But I'm just like, oh my goodness, the amount of people. Chelsea Handler we had. I'm trying to think of some guys. So many guys.
Like I'm still emotionally like a 14-year-old boy. So I'm like, do you have Michael Jordan? Did you?
Okay, I was gonna ask.
I can't think of.
What about Oprah?
No, I mean that's a little hard.
Come on, she's on Zoom.
We would love to. Yeah, sure.
Do you want me to make a call?
Could you?
I could. I'm gonna tweet at her.
By the way, Tracy does know some people. She does know some. She does.
Oprah.
That would be amazing. Who's the closest I've had to Oprah? I'm trying to think. Who is the closest I've had?
Have you had
to Oprah?
Jesus Christ?
We had Jesus Christ. No, actually,
I'm just thinking of a talk show host, like Arsenio Hall. Like that's how old I am. Like, remember Arsenio Hall? That was a big show. Yeah.
I like how Ray compared his journalistic skills. He was like, "Oh, I'm no Geraldo Rivera." It's like, "Oh, is that like who you think the top is?"
I don't know.
Piers Morgan, I know Jenny Jones.
But it's funny because
I remember Jenny Jones.
We just had Alfonso Ribeiro, who hosts. Like we've had lots of.
I remember him. Yes.
Right.
What about Joey Fatone?
Have not had Joey Fatone.
You should reach out to him because he loves to do these.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was what, a Backstreet Boy or no? Or New Kids on the Block?
He was in NSYNC. Relax.
Oh, NSYNC. Okay. All right.
Why do you disrespect people like this?
Dude, when it comes to boys groups, it's all 90s stuff. Like New Edition was my favorite.
And Eddie Wong we had, who of course on The Masked Singer. So there's so many. Actually, there's so many.
Joey was on The Masked Singer.
I know. Yeah. So there's so many people that are. I mean, actually, there's just so many sort of game showy things that people host. Sure.
What about Alec?
Trebek, dead.
No. Okay. Awkward. Baldwin.
Yeah, you would think that would be kind of a no-brainer because he used to have a show on WNYC, which is different, and he hosts the Match Game. Blah blah blah. But yeah, I don't know. Has not happened. Not easy.
Let me know.
What's a trivia question you would ask them? Like, what's a trivia question?
So it all depends, and things are kind of written for regular trivia stuff for regular people doesn't make any sense because but games where we're just like, here's a game, they're always kind of ridiculous. So it will be like, hey, we're gonna give you a word and you have to tell us if this word is it the name of a computer hacker, is it the name of a sweatpants company, or is it the name of a character on Bridgerton? Like it will be a game like that.
All right, you ready for the word?
Kind of like,
it's Nike. The word is Nike.
I think that's the character on Bridgerton.
Yeah, right.
I didn't watch that show.
Or we do a lot of, we have a musician, this guy Jonathan Colton, and so he'll play music parody games where we'll take a song, but we'll make it about something else. And so, we'll take like a Beatles song or, whatever song and change the words to be about something else, and that person has to do it. And then we'll tap into, like we had someone like Alfonso Ribeiro, they get asked beforehand by the booker, like, what are you into? And then we'll try to have the.
And he's like, I'm into dancing, and then he does the Carlton.
Have you had Wayne Brady on? Wayne Brady's very good at the song parodies. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, and then we play a game that's for them. In the case of Alfonso Ribeiro, actually, that guy is good at so many things. He not only does he dance and he acts and he obviously is just like an unbelievable entertainer. He's hosted game shows. He's
Mhm.
really into blackjack. He's a
Oh wow.
he's a race car driver. He's won like tons of celebrity race car championships.
Wow.
Dude, he
And
danced with Michael
he's a
Jackson
good
at the height of Michael Jackson's fame. He was
when he
a
was
he
like
really?
15 years old.
yeah, he was in the Pepsi commercial.
That
Wow.
that changed his
That's
entire
worth YouTube.
life.
By the
obviously.
way, speaking of did you guys, I think we all did it. Were you guys on any of the Gaffigan episodes, the Jim Gaffigan show?
I was not. No.
You were not? Oh.
No, right, we get it. You're
All right.
you're
No,
better
well,
than us.
I don't. Well, he did a few episodes. He gave me some lines in some episodes, which was very nice of him. But the one episode that I don't know if you guys were there for this, he had a bunch of comics, and he had a scene with Macaulay Culkin. So Macaulay Culkin was hanging out with all of us, and because I always dress like I ride skateboards, even though I never have ridden a skateboard.
That's your trend, yeah.
Yeah. So Macaulay Culkin starts talking to me about skateboards. Just out of the blue. I'm the only comic he talked to. There's a picture on the Instagram from the episode with all the comics.
Is this the scene in Gotham?
No, it was some nightclub on the Lower East Side. We were all, there's a picture of it on my Instagram with like the 25 comics that were like there for this scene. I didn't have lines on that episode, but Macaulay Culkin starts talking about skateboards. He's got a skateboard, and I was just like, yeah, man, I haven't got one of those yet, but yeah, I've been thinking about it. I heard they're good. I know nothing about skateboards. I'm just bullshitting the whole time, and I didn't do it. I wanted to ask him about Michael Jackson, but I didn't. I didn't.
Good. That I think that was like
Yeah.
a solid decision, Ray.
Yeah.
To not ask.
But
And he's like, and he was probably like, and this is why I don't speak to comedians. This is why
yeah,
I don't
and
speak to anyone on set that I don't know.
I wanted to get a picture with him, but I didn't do that either, just because like we're colleagues that day. You can't act. You got to act like you've been there before.
Although, I think with the photo thing, this is just, I don't know, just my assumption. I think they love pictures. I think all celebrities love that.
Really?
Yeah, especially if
Yeah.
you're like, we're gonna use this to promo this, or like I
Yeah.
need this for Instagram so we could promote what you're doing right now.
So all your listeners, celebrities, can write into you and tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. By the way, I
But-
did not know I was going to tell that story. Well, I'm dressed like someone who
I know.
just
I
got
was
done
like,
skateboarding.
yeah, you do look like you
Yeah,
are.
you look like you're standing behind the 7-Eleven right now.
Totally. Holding their skateboard in the
Yeah,
arm that's
just
down.
like harassing the people walking in and out.
Yeah.
You even
yeah.
have something that looks like a big gulp or something in your hand. What is
Well,
that?
I'm in
That's
Cleveland.
hilarious.
This is it's coffee. It's a hot cup. You get free
Oh.
refills
Oh.
with or like 50-cent refills with the cup. And I don't make coffee myself, and it's the
Right.
gas station / get and go. They're like Wawa's. So it's right around the corner. So I just go there to get coffee, and so that's it. And I use a
Nice.
straw because it doesn't, because otherwise you drink coffee, it gets on your teeth. So this way
True.
it
Right.
bypasses the
You just put it
teeth.
right down your throat hole.
Oh my
and you
god,
put
you're
the
like
straw-
an actress. I love that.
Yeah. So
That's how he sips his champagne as well, so that it just goes right down his
through
throat.
a straw.
I
Remember
like
when
how
we were
you're-
kids, they would say you get drunk faster if it's through a straw. Remember that?
No.
You don't remember that? Like
We
you
used to
got to
drink
drink
our
through a
40s.
straw.
Like
What?
when we used to drink 40s in the park, I always used to be like, "Excuse me, can we have a straw?" Like I'm not a pig, you know what I'm saying?
Class it up.
Yeah, like I'm drinking a special brew, sure, but like with a straw.
What was your drink of choice when you guys were youngins? I remember Zimas. I liked Zimas.
You liked Zimas?
Yeah,
Like on
it's like a
purpose? No.
Sprite. It tastes like a Sprite.
I was special brew berry.
Okay.
These are
Yeah.
all regional. I don't know what these things
Oh,
are.
you're Canadian. I forgot about this. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was like
Zima I've definitely heard of, but never saw it. And what's Special Brew Raspberry?
Special Brew is a malt liquor. I think it was promoted by like Ice-T and Snoop Dogg or maybe it was Ice Cube. My co-host
Ice Cube
Noel-
did St. Ides. Ice Cube used to do St. Ides
You're right.
commercials.
Okay, so it might have been Ice-T and Snoop Dogg. And my co-host Noelle had, when we were growing up, she had a poster of it on her wall, like the advertisement for it. And I was like, yeah,
Cool.
very super cool.
Yeah, I mean similar. Like we had wine coolers, but there was like a Bartles and
Bartles
James.
and
I
James,
think.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
they had a
yeah.
whole line that I remember that we drank. But I also, I believe, as a young adult, I did not. I would just drink whatever was there.
Right.
Right. No, that's true too. Yeah.
I did
Okay.
not care.
So I just Googled it.
Yeah.
It was Special Brew was St. Ides, and it was Tupac and Snoop on the
Oh
same
my-
poster.
That's.
On the
I
St.
mean, I would
Ides,
drink
I
that.
remember
I would
Ice
be
Cube
King
doing the
Ides.
commercials for St. Ides when I was a youngin.
Yeah. Here I have a little photo.
There you
for
go.
this.
There was also because Calgary, well, Canada, a lot, especially Western Canada, is very Scottish. It was huge Scottish influence. So I remember I would drink. I think they're called shandies, which is beer with lime. Yeah, beer with lime.
And it
which
was
is-
like wasn't it with some soda too?
Yeah, yeah. It
It
was
was
like
like
kind
watered
of
down beer.
watered down beer
Yeah.
with a little bit of a sweeter aspect to it.
Yeah. I was
Yep.
just talking about them on another podcast because there was a coworker of mine when she found out she was
Random.
pregnant, she would only drink those because it was lighter for the baby, but she would drink like 14 of them.
Well, that's a
Wait,
And I'm
wait.
like,
she
I
was drinking alcohol while she had a baby?
Yeah, because she said, it's just she's like, it's not even like really like drinking a whole beer. And I'm like, yeah, but you drank 14 of them. So you definitely at least drank a whole beer.
I thought you definitely cannot drink while you're pregnant.
I mean, listen.
Okay, so
you
here's the deal.
shouldn't.
Listen,
Okay.
you shouldn't. But here's the deal. As someone who went down the rabbit hole of this kind of research when I was pregnant. So, and I did not drink at all when I was pregnant, but I was just like, I was a control freak and I was like, I can't do anything wrong.
Sure.
So there's a lot of people that dispel this myth right now. Of course, nobody drinking in excess is.
Oh, well,
not
she was
good
binge
for-
drinking. She wasn't like
anyone's-
having some wine.
That's right. But there's people who have written articles now that are just like, here, I got wasted during my pregnancy, and so it's up for grabs. I had a friend who used to say this all the time, and I never did the research on it because I don't feel like Googling this. They were like, have you ever met anyone who has had fetal alcohol syndrome? I was like, no, but like I don't, so like that.
You
this was
clearly
sort of-
don't watch Teen Mom.
No, I don't.
Mhm,
And that's
yeah.
why.
I do a podcast on it.
Do you really?
Syndrome.
Dude,
Yeah,
It's
that's-
real. So it's real.
Oh, it's
The
specific-
no, I know you do it, but like I heard that it's coming back like 16 and pregnant.
So 16 and
Yeah.
pregnant is back. So right now we have Teen Mom OG, Teen Mom 2, Teen Mom Young and Pregnant, and 16 and Pregnant. And they 16 they kind of like all rotate, but the franchise is just genius.
I think it's horrible because like here's the deal. Like
Art,
if I'm a decent looking 15-year-old kid
right?
and I want to convince my girlfriend to have sex with me, one of the things I would say is like, we could probably get on 16 and Pregnant.
Right,
We're
but
both
Ray-
good-looking people. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can use that as leverage to get some girl to give up
Not-
her virginity.
I understand that, but not everyone is looking at casting the way you are, and the way that we are in entertainment. Like,
Have you seen these kids on TikTok? They're looking for people to pay attention to them.
Oh, for sure. But we are. I mean, most 16-year-olds are not gonna think that very specifically.
Right. Like they're not
Yeah.
that strategic.
Right. Like,
Okay,
ooh,
yeah.
okay, all right. I get management, and then I get pregnant.
Right.
It's not. I
You
really
can
need to
be
get
pregnant
myself
and
out
have
there.
management. How
some
do you
marketing.
get on 16 and Pregnant then?
So they have casting. So, they'll just put it out there on social media. They put it out there in casting and they're like, did you just find out you're pregnant? Are you under? Okay. But here's the other thing. They're like, do you appear to be 16? And when they have like a 19-year-old girl and 16 and pregnant, I'm like, boo, this is not a struggle. You are 19. This is unremarkable.
Right.
A lot of people have kids when they're like 20. This is like, nah, next. I went 16 and under.
Oh, dark.
It's-
I got an
know,
idea.
Are you
15.
entertained by a 19-year-old having you got pregnant. That's what it's called. You're having a baby.
right.
You're 20
You
and
ma- you made a
pregnant? Yeah.
decision.
Yeah. So everyone else, I mean, how old was your mom when she had you? You know what I mean? Like this is not fun. This is not new. This is not groundbreaking. Be 14. I'm watching.
Wow. Yeah.
So what about a show 14 and Pregnant?
Yeah,
How
I'm
come
into
you're
it. I'm into it. 13 and pregnant. Like do this. I want to see the struggle. And also when they have money,
What goes on
Right.
in the show? Because I don't watch the show. You tell
well,
me,
the 16
Tracy.
and pregnant follows one person. It's you know, it's
Okay.
just from usually around like 30 weeks pregnant to after the baby's born, like 6 weeks. But like, oh, you're 19 and your family has money, your parents are married, and oh, you're
Right.
just gonna make the spare room into a nursery, and your boyfriend lives down the block and his family's super supportive. Like,
Yeah.
no,
that's
I want to
that's
see
just
like
that's
you-
just a story of things working out.
that's just oh, okay. Well, you had a baby and everything's
Right.
fine. And
Yeah.
oh, your mom's gonna watch the kid while you go to school. And no,
Well, I think you're on TV. You're getting paid, so there's no hardships.
they're not paid. No, first of all, you get paid afterwards. Second of all, you're not getting paid a lot for these things. This is like a one and done. So
Yeah.
unless they pick you up for Teen Mom, or
This is
Teen Mom
Comedy
School-
Central. This is Comedy Central when
is-
they used to buy my sketches.
Yeah, yeah, this is
There's
not-
no residuals back.
Right.
Here,
There's
I
a
know it
struggle
cost you
bus.
$800 for making this. Here's $500. We're gonna air it
Right.
on
And
Adam
your name
TV
will
at
be
2
your
in the
name will be
morning.
nowhere to see.
Yeah.
We're actually gonna black your face out. We're
Yeah.
gonna change your voice.
But the fact
you
that
so much
Eric
for the
Andre was
content.
in your sketch and he ended up being famous later, we're gonna rerun it again. But don't worry, you're getting not a dime of it.
Yeah, we're gonna edit you out. Thank you so much for creating this content. Yeah, no, I
Thank you, Ann
They
and
keep,
Joanne.
they keep it low budget. Now with COVID,
That's
a lot of-
inside for us. You knew who I was
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah.
they also self-tape a lot right now because of COVID.
Right.
So this is like, there's no camera crews. It's like they send you an iPhone in the mail. And like you're like, I'm on TV now. Like, yeah, same. Me too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's fascinating.
Mhm.
Of course. I mean, of course, that's what they're doing. They're just like, well, kids are still getting pregnant, so let's
yep.
make
And
some
then they
content.
just edit it creatively. They do a little like an interview like this, and then they'll like crop it out, edit it so it's an interview. It's not terrible.
Wow. Who's your favorite 16 and pregnant?
I mean, so there's 16 and Pregnant, which is how the show started. And then the spinoff was Teen Mom, which is now
Okay.
Teen Mom OG. And then the other spinoff was Teen Mom 2. So what happened was they picked the best of the 16 and Pregnants, and they followed them for now almost 10 years, 11 years. So you see the kids grow up and you see them struggle less and less. So it's less
So who's
interesting.
the Snooki of 16 and pregnant franchise?
What do you mean? Like who's the hottest mess?
No,
Guess
who's
so,
like,
yeah.
no, who's like
That's
the
what I
most
would say.
famous or the
The
character
most
you want to
famous?
watch the most?
I guess Farrah was the most famous. Farrah Abraham, who did a nice little video called "Backdoor Teen Mom."
Okay. Wow.
That you
Wow.
could just
How'd you
use your-
get pregnant through the back door? That seems.
Well, that was the aftermath of that. It was her and her good buddy James Dean, who was a pornography actor, and they
Jackie
apparently their-
Treehorn.
yeah,
That's
their
a-
sex tape got leaked. Their private sex tape, because like usually
What?
when you have sex and like the camera crew's there and then there's lighting and you know what I mean, like when you're just
Totally
Yeah,
right.
and
it
The
got
makeup
leaked.
person is like, I know someone.
right,
that-
and then like
yeah.
you have makeup all over your butthole, and then like, oh my god, it got leaked. Yeah, so that happened. $1 million on Vivid Video. Her dad had negotiated her contract. It's not a big deal, but she was the most famous. She got let go from the show not because of the porn, but because she was very hard to work with. Because she was
Wasn't the porn.
crazy
It was
person.
porn. But you know what? She was a diva on set.
yeah,
She always wanted.
she would fire her own producers. They're like, you can't.
Oh my
do
God,
that.
I
Anyway,
love
she's
it.
a guest on Ophira's show next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Get her.
I don't know what trivia we're gonna ask her, but
Stuff about buttholes.
yeah, right, exactly. We're gonna show you a picture of a butthole, and you have to say,
Is
is
it
it a
yours?
sweatband company? A character from Bridgerton.
Is this a donut or a butthole? You're
Or a
welcome
cat.
for that.
Did you like her, Tracy? This character was she like?
What do you mean like? Like I like to watch her.
Oh, you
I
don't
mean-
like her as a person.
Sounds like none of these people are particularly likable. That's not the point of the show.
Right. I mean, you're watching to kind of like judge, which is why my podcast is called Teen Mom Trash Talk. I mean,
Oh, okay.
do I like some of the girls? Yeah, I do like some of the girls. They're boring.
Right.
Like,
Oh,
the girls that I have like a friendship with outside of, the show, it's like, yeah, I mean, oh, she's got 4 kids by, 3 different baby daddies, but it like, she's got a lot of money and she's a really good mom. And it's like,
Do
not
any of
fun.
them ever give up the kids for adoption, or is there
One
that
of them
story?
did. So
Okay,
Kate and
yeah.
Tyler, they were season 1 of 16 and Pregnant. They gave up Carly. Well, they placed Carly for adoption. And then they went on because they were going to go to college and they wanted to make their life better. Yada yada yada. They didn't. But they did have 2 other kids, and they are pregnant with their third. And they do owe about, I think it was like $165,000 in back taxes.
Oh wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Always like a subplot of taxes.
Yes.
How do you know all this? Is this still on the show?
Yeah, this is still on the show. I mean, they don't really talk about the taxes on the show, but the tabloids, expose things.
How do they owe taxes if they're not getting paid, Tracy?
Now they're getting paid. They've
Now
been on
they're
the show for
getting paid.
11 years. They've
This
gotten
is
a
their life.
spinoff. Right. They're on Teen Mom OG now, and they've been on it for 11 years.
They have to keep having kids. It is in
Yeah,
their.
They have to stay
yeah.
relevant.
It's in their contract.
Right.
Well,
like I want to
what's-
see what happens. then.
Tracy, you seem up on this. What's going on with Britney Spears? What's up? Why is are we freeing Britney?
I mean, I hope so. There's a lot of fishy stuff going on over there.
Oh, you know about this too,
Agree.
Ophira?
Well, I mean, it's hard to miss it.
What's going on? She hates her dad. Her dad's
Well,
like
she asked the courts to remove him as her, master, basically her lord and master. And so now we
what's
gotta see what
going on?
happens.
Is she going to be all right? Are we worried about her?
I mean, she's not been all right for a while.
Was
I don't
she
know.
ever all right? I think that
Yeah,
Justin
it's a good
broke
point.
her. I really think that Justin broke her.
Interesting.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that was like people, you only see the downfall like a little bit afterwards. It's like, okay, if you eat a pint of ice cream, tomorrow you don't gain weight, but next week you do.
Right.
It's like delayed.
You know what? Between Jessica Simpson, I think has pretty much gotten out of a lot of her issues. I'm not going to say scot-free, but seems to be on some sort of like okay path in her life. By the way, her maternity clothes are the best.
I like Jessica. I always liked her
the
jeans
best.
too.
But again, what's the through line between her, Brittany, and the woman who we were just talking about, the teen
Farrah?
Farrah? Dads. These dads.
The dads are the worst.
Jessica Simpson's dad. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, well he not good.
Why? What's going
Not
on with
good.
her?
Not good.
With her dad?
Her dad was like, wasn't he like a con artist?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did he? I like it. This is why you need 2 women on the show at the same time. You
He's
let
a
me know
real
what's going on
scoop.
the gossip. On the gossip, what's he
That's what
doing?
women are good for, honestly.
Yeah. What is he doing?
Well, but it's just like, in the same sense as like they were the fathers were the machine
Yeah,
that
like
were
controlling.
pushing their daughter to even and I guess rewarding them for like being a little too sexy when
Sure.
they were 14. And
Well, Jessica and
like,
Ashley were products that he was marketing. That's all it was, because he was their manager, right?
that's the
Yeah.
little thing. They're all
He was like
that.
the Kris Jenner. That's what he was.
So I haven't read it yet, but Jessica Simpson's autobiography is supposedly
Ooh.
amazing.
Really?
She wrote an autobiography, and everyone says it is fantastic.
Really? Is it about
Yes.
her life? Like her dad
Yeah.
screwing her over?
Yeah, a lot of that, and just all her whole life. Yeah.
What's she doing now? She's not doing music, is she? Or
I mean, I think she has these fashion lines going.
Yeah.
but,
I think
that's
she had, like,
right. You
bags
said you
and
like her
shoes
fashion.
I think she even has a homeware line,
Ooh.
like
So
home
she-
goods. Home goods is what I mean. Yeah, home goods.
Ooh.
Is her dad out of her life?
don't know.
Unclear.
I haven't spoken to Jessica in like 3 years, so I don't really know.
Because she's just living her own life.
Yeah. She's okay. So she's Jessica Ann Johnson. I guess that's her real name. Is an American singer, actress, fashion designer, and author. So maybe she's going with the book.
The book is supposedly. I mean, so many people I love and highly respect were like, "This is great."
Nick
Yeah.
Lachey, isn't that her husband? Is that still
Well,
her
I mean,
husband?
come on, Ray.
No,
Yeah, I mean, if we were still in 1997, yeah.
they got divorced.
Well, she also has COVID right now. Oh my God, Jessica, have a speedy recovery. We hope you're okay. She listens,
Oh.
I think, right?
Of course,
I'm
yeah.
Sorry to hear.
Oh yeah,
that.
she has a. I think she sells her stuff on the Home Shopping Network too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's probably killing it. These Home Shopping Network
Oh my
people, They make a lot. Look at Lori. Look at Lori from Shark Tank.
What about you ladies would know this. I do jokes about this because of all the weird
You're a
products she
woman.
sells.
I don't
But,
like this.
um,
I
About
don't like
washing
this at all.
dishes.
The Gwyneth Paltrow, the Goop. What's going
Yeah.
on with the Goop? Is that still? She's still doing her thing? The vagina scented candles, the jade stones.
She does a little vagina steaming, a little birth canal. Oh, I like it.
Oh my goodness.
It's a yeast infection machine. That's what she sells.
Oh, really? This is awesome because like I had Kurt Metzger on this. I had Kurt Metzger on there, and he's talking about how people are sending him like this company's sending him blowjob machines or whatever. So this is awesome. Now we're coming full circle.
Well, yeah.
But you know, as typical with any product that's marketed for a woman, you don't get off. You just look. You look better.
You do it for the man.
You do it for the man.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
Kurt never used it. He's like, this thing looks stupid. But
Sure.
Whatever.
yeah,
Sure.
we love Kurt Metzger.
I met Kurt. He used the machine, right?
Yeah, but I can
used
still
the
love him
machine.
and say that I used the machine.
Yeah.
He was like, "This is stupid," as he's using the machine.
Yeah, exactly. I'm using it right now, and I think it's really dumb.
Yeah.
But I gotta go.
But the vagina steamer, is that like a real thing? Would you ladies even be
No.
curious to know?
No, that is not good for you.
All of that. And first of all, anything that is like Gwyneth Paltrow. Sorry, I really liked Gwyneth's acting career.
Right, but I also don't want her to give me a pap smear.
I don't want her to tell me how many almonds to eat.
Right.
I don't need.
Like you just act, and then I'll go to the doctor or me. I could let you know if you need a little scope, a little
crap.
sonogram.
Well, the big thing that put her on the map, she was selling jade stones. She was telling women to put stones in their vaginas.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah,
They're
the
porous.
FDA
That's
shut
not
it
good.
down. They hit her with a lawsuit. Like that's what started my whole
Yeah.
bit about
I'm
her.
just saying, if you can figure out a really nice font, you can go a long way.
A font?
A font. I feel like the
font,
way
a
that her
font.
whole
Oh.
goop thing looks, just like it really just touched women.
Yeah.
It was just
I almost
the look
bought
of
it.
it was like, right. It was like
It's a
wholesome.
brand.
It's for me. Yeah.
It's Gwyneth. She's beautiful. Like, why wouldn't I want to buy what she's selling me? I'm
Old
gonna be
school
beautiful.
Hollywood parents and
Mhm,
pedigree.
very holistic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious. I just like following the train wreck. So this is awesome though, man. I got to get the gossip hour with you guys. It's 12:45. I want to make sure Ophira's able to do her next thing. So
I gotta go.
All right. Do you have any more questions about like, cleaning the house or vacuuming?
Or
Anything that
pleasing a
women-
man. Best way to please a man.
Or keeping our mouth shut?
Right, smiling more while keeping our mouth shut.
Listen, I would love to keep this going, but I actually have to go into the kitchen and just prepare everything.
Oh, Jesus.
for the day.
I hear you.
man.
I have so much laundry.
Yeah,
and
no, I know.
ironing.
Yeah, please iron everything.
Thank
Is
you.
it your husband's dress
now
shirt
you
for
know why
work?
they have
And the
they never have
sheets.
more than one woman on a show. This just everything you don't like about men. Just I'm barely a man, so it's all right. It's I can take it.
If you could call this episode "I'm Barely a Man," I would appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. For you, I will. No, I appreciate you guys doing it.
We'll promote it.
No, plug all your stuff. I'm gonna do an intro at the beginning, but you guys plug all your stuff where people can find you.
Cool. Well, you can find me. Actually, the only place you need to find me is I'm at Ophira on Venmo.
Well, but give them your Twitter so people can.
No, Ray, don't force it because if a man did that,
Oh Jesus!
you would say that was fine.
Yeah, you want my Twitter?
Yes.
Send me some money.
Send me some money and I will
Jesus.
respond to you with my
okay.
Twitter handle. Oh, that's
All right,
amazing.
check her out on Venmo and Tracy.
I love this so much. This is the best podcast I ever did. You can find me at Trixie Tuzini on Instagram, Twitter, and Stereo. That's stereo.com/Trixie Tuzini. You can go to tracycarnazzo.com for any upcoming dates, all the projects that I'm working on. And I have 2 podcasts, 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk, Teen Mom Trash Talk, and I'm on Cameo. I do funerals, weddings, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, not, any gender of mitzvah I do. So just find me on all of those things. Make sure you listen to the podcast, Venmo Tracy-Carnazzo. You don't have to send a lot, just like 10, 20, 30 bucks.
That's right.
I deserve it. How am I going to buy another mop,
Have you? Those Swiffer refills are so expensive.
I know, you gotta use a
use
sock.
old sock. Thank you. I was
Hello.
Gonna
We're
yes,
just
I
like-
know. We're on the same page.
Well, I'm glad you guys got to finally officially meet. I feel
Ray,
like
Ray, you're an
too.
angel. You're an angel,
Yeah.
Ray.
I love you too. Thanks so much for doing this.
We love you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.